breaking news for you today. We've recently found out that Mr. Beast is not such a mister after all. It turns out hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people say he's scamming on his new app that he brought out for a second time. So it's not really a new app, is it? It is. He said it was debugged. It's got more bugs in it than a bed bug ridden bed mattress in New York in a back alley. It's a lot of bugs. So I think we should probably he should get all his money back since he's ripping off all the children. So the influencers, grown men, 40-year-old men influencing 9-year-old boys. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Mr. Beast. Creepy. PewDiePie. Creepy people. A few years ago, there was a dude and he was saying how he knew that he influenced people. And he influenced young kids. And anything he wanted them to buy, all he had to say was, buy my merch. And they would buy it. Well, YouTube is part of the problem here. This is illegal advertising towards children that YouTube has profited off of. So they created a merch page that allows the profiting of this. But are these people really people you want your children watching? You know, you have to ask yourself, PewDiePie dresses like a Nazi. Is that the type of behavior you want instilled in your children? PewDiePie has no respect for black people. Is that the type of instillment you are planning on giving your children? I can't see a lot of you in the chat as parents with brains saying, yeah. So I question, the authenticity of a lot of things, but today we're questioning the authenticity of YouTube itself and how they got to promote to kids so easily. Influencing children is something that can't be done by adults. Adults are dirty, despicable, evil human beings. Children haven't yet been tainted unless you grew up with really sick people in your family. So you gotta wonder, the amount of people watching these shows underage. Do the parents even know? Most parents who allow a kid, a cell phone or a tablet, probably don't know that, you may be not watching, pornographic material, but the substance that you see on YouTube could be filled with, scandalous, scantily clad, dressed ladies and dudes too. I mean, do you want your 14 or 10-year-old son looking at a dude in a tankini? Well, it's out there. Disturbing as that might be to think about, it's on YouTube. So you got to ask yourself these questions, all right? So I, in fact, don't want to stare at dudes in tankinis. So here we are, between a rock and a hard place, aren't we? YouTube is full of, let's say, less than tasteful material. Content is the content police on YouTube are only watching your channel if you're promoting healthy living, if you're promoting, a backbone, if you're promoting a way of thinking that doesn't allow a government or influencer to do it for you. And then, of course, there's the gentle side. I love animals. I love ladies, and lots of dudes are like, hey, yo, get me this on a live stream. I would never, not only do I not talk like that when I'm off live stream, but I don't do it on live stream. So when I hear it or see a guy married or dating a girl, and speaking of, I'm not gonna mention dude because then you might get a click off of that. And I don't want any extra clicks going to that dude's channel. But let's just say he's a famous person on the YouTubes. Went away, came back. He's not any different than he was. He's just a little more slithery, a little more slimy, so it's not as easy to tell. And that's the way that these things operate. These are entities and beings that are masking as something they are not. So this morning we're going to have a little bit of leftovers. We're making something nice, a couple nice pieces of golden crispy toast. We have tomatoes here, so we'll get those tomatoes in us. A little bit of vegan mayo. And just go to it, I was thinking of doing vegan bacon, but no, I've got something. I'm going to do a glass of vegan almond drink. And I think that should be good for now. Welcome. Ooh, this smells so good already. Oh, we got the bread. And I don't see the tomatoes, I see them. Here they are. So, welcome. 2 plates. I'm gonna make sure we eat something nice today, okay? Whoa! Hello? Now, you're going to add a little juice of, remember what we said we would do? Yesterday, I said if you could get all the juice, last night I said if you could get all the juice out in one shot, plus some of the jalapenos that you're trying to get in, that's what you're trying to do. Right there. That. So, Mr. Beast said that 99% of the games ran smoothly. Well, that faced immense backlash right away. That's not true. In fact, Mr. Beast's games were probably 50% not that glitchy and seemed rigged. I'm going to let you guys know that the developers could very well easily be rigging that app. So what I want to do here is so Jake Paul is the one that's been influencing kids, telling them to buy all his gear, and he promotes a lifestyle that children shouldn't be into at their age, and he talks like a goof. This is what happens when Hollywood parents have children and then they want to backdoor funnel revenue to their children. They have to inflate their children. Next up, 2 toasts down. We're going to get another 2 toasts in. We're going to go over here, whop it top that, like that. Let's save this. Let's see what, I gotta get this and then that. In that order. once you get that going, you're gonna give this a little tiny bit of a stir here. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Plate in the front, right here. Now you're gonna cut your tomato. Little seasonings, a little bit of sea salt, not seasoning. You never put seasoning. You could, but I wouldn't. I think I tried it. It was pretty damn good. Sea salt. It's the way to go. Really brings out the sweetness of the. These tomatoes are vine ripened and they're spot on. You know, the grower did a great job with these tomatoes. You know, I'm not so fussy. I'm like, oh, this tomato I could have done better. I don't talk like that. You know, but just remember, I'm always thinking it, but I don't talk like that. I don't. Yo, what's really going on? Hey, I can't wait to meet all the YouTubers, all the awesome YouTubers. Their lives aren't fake. Whatever you do, don't worry. Those YouTubers, they aren't fake. They didn't get shoved in lockers all their life and now they're just on YouTube just doing it. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. So Mr. Beast said that 99% of his games went smoothly. When you look at the Twitter page, you can see hundreds and thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people complaining, saying they got booted out of the app within a few minutes, within an hour, 2 hours. They spent money on the lives. You can now get your money back for the games, for the lives that you bought in-game. $7, I think, was the purchase price for 3 lives. What a joke. You know, like, what is happening is it's spam and scam and fraudulent activity. And he ran the damn app twice. And YouTube isn't punishing him for running a shady app using their YouTube, you know, the biggest online area to go on the internet. Some donk was allowed to come in there, use YouTube, and then create an app. Like, I mean, I gotta do this. And if I get any backlash, I'll just say, hey, go talk to Mr. Beast. He's done it 3 times now. Mr. Beast. The guy's not a mystery. He can't even grow a mustache. He's got 9 red hairs on his chin. Ginger Beast. We're going to call him Ginger Beast from now on. And I think it's going to be a long, long time. All right, you got your sandwiches almost done. You got that working on it. Next up, what you're going to do is unplug your toasty. Go put it away. Your wife likes your toaster put away, like right away, all the time. So you get your toaster put away, and you can walk over, start slicing the tomatoes. She doesn't like certain types of slices of tomatoes, so make sure you don't do what she doesn't like. You're in big trouble if you do. Like, big trouble. Always start out washing your tomatoes. Wash them real good. Now this tomato's a little worse for wear. She's only getting half a tomato. I'm having a whole one. Man, my tomato's a little worse for wear too. We're both only having half a tomato. These tomatoes lasted a while. I should have eaten these yesterday or yesterday morning or night before, but we didn't. We didn't eat them then. We're eating them now. Oh, I'm going to put a little bit of this. I'm going to cut the tomatoes on a different plate, and then I'll be able to squeege off any extra goop into the sink or garbage can after. First, cut out the center. See what you're working with. How you doing? Let me get over here. And now, But we got to find out how Mr. Beast and Susan Wozniak are doing this, how they're running this front of being, they got like 9 people. Mr. Beast has 9 people he's employed to generate views for his channel, and of course they get some views too. But I don't know. I mean, at this point, are we looking at some sort of crazy, absolutely insider trading, backdoor dealing? Yes. I notice as I pose these questions and as I make these videos, I notice that the wheels have been put in motion weeks ago, months ago. I'm reading stuff now where governments of North America are going after them, specifically on exactly what I'm saying. And I don't know if Trudeau's the right guy. I'm not saying he's the wrong guy. I said I don't know if he's the right guy to not enforce, but to lay down the law. With what we now know is the internet is real life. It's as close to real life as you can get. So we have to take it as seriously as possible because of its influence, okay? More people are spending more time on the internet than they are outside. What's up, Peanut Bread Man? How you doing, homie? Did you hear about Mr. Beast's scam and all the young kids? You hear about Mr. Beast's big scam? He's selling 3 lives for $7 on his crap app 2, and it is full of glitches. It's got more glitches than a New York City bed mattress. Oh, it's true. You want to know how I know it's true? Because me and my cousin actually played that the last 100,000. My cousin actually was live playing. I'm not going to post this link to his video, but there are hundreds, if not thousands, of players who were live that had glitches. My cousin was kicked out of game. In game, I don't know if it was in the first hour or second hour, but it was very quickly. He purchased the lives. His lives disappeared, and he got his money back. He went right away. He complained. He did screenshot, so he has something. But there's more proof than that. His family was playing in the same room as him, and his sister and mom got kicked out within the first 2 hours too. Kicked out. They didn't lose. They got kicked out of the game with their lives. Another one was saying that they might have touched the screen when the other person was actually full on only putting one finger on the thing. They had it on a pad, like a silicone pad that didn't move. They only had one hand on it. They're like, oh, you must have used your other hand. That's what it said in the email. So no, it's a cover up for a much more sinister. Think about this. Think about online voting. Look how easily they rigged that for 1.5 million people. Now add about a zero. Add one more zero. Add a couple more zeros. Add 2 more zeros. 1.5 turns into 150 million people. Maybe. I think it does, yeah. How do you know what hand they are using? How do you know they're my relatives and they were all sitting in the same room and their security camera was taping them, and they have security camera footage of the daughter, my cousin. She didn't lift her hand, and it says that the reason she got kicked out or whatever was because she touched the screen, but she had more lives. The lives didn't even come into play. Look, you can go read on Twitter about thousands and thousands. What hand they're... You can only have one hand on the app, is what they're saying. So it's sensitivity based. It's called a digitizer. So the digitizer can feel pressure on the screen, and the digitizer accepts a certain amount of pressure. If it feels pressure on another part of the screen, you're reading into it now? Perfect, good. That's what I want to do. This is what this is about. This is about bringing horrible people to light in, and helping you understand that these people are scammers. There's no repercussions for this. Digitally, he's fraud. He's frauded 1.5 million people. That's like 100 years in jail. That is a Ponzi scheme. This is an absolute mess. And YouTube is responsible because YouTube's platform was what he based and circulated his fraudulent activity on. So YouTube can be sued in a court of law by 1.5 million players. Just wait. Just wait. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. So every time these people want to scam us through this larger conglomerate, we hammer back on this larger conglomerate, plus get rid of these sad influencers that are scammers, right? Little snaky goofs stealing children's money, you know? It needs jail time. Adults should not be influencing children. Adults should not be driving content for children to watch. Period. It says here over 500, and I'm very sad that 500,000 people were scammed by this, but that is 33% of the players. 500,000, 500,000 times 7 is $3.5 million. He needs to face jail time. YouTube needs to pay one of the largest fines ever for allowing a fraudulent Ponzi scheme on their platform, and it was promoted. Like, this is even before they started promoting this Ponzi scheme. This is at the highest level of snakiness. This is the devil's work at play. Susan Wozniak needs to be fired immediately. Mr. Beast, the ginger goof, needs to leave, go to jail. I'm not happy. Not happy. I made no scamming videos, and I get pissed on by YouTube goofs. You know, pisses me off. So we've made breakfast, but now all I got to do is get that into here, which I'm gonna do on this plate right here. And that's just 500,000 that have recognized they've been scammed. You know how many people in this world are batshit stupid as can be? The other million people don't know it, but they were scammed. They were ripped off. They just don't understand technology. It's called packet files, or like lag. Intermittent latency, along with they say if they send 3 pings to your phone from their server and your phone doesn't respond in time, it times you out and you're kicked off the thing. So there's a guy that played for 10 hours. This is fact. A guy played for 10 hours, and after 10 hours of sitting there on this stupid app trying to win $100,000, this guy was kicked off because it said his phone didn't send a ping to the thing. The guy actually ended up winning the game. Get this. The guy actually won the game, and it turns out Mr. Beast wouldn't pay him the money because of that discrepancy. So he said that his server pinged his phone 3 times and his phone didn't answer. So but it let him back in the game for some reason. So it's a total shit show. The guy ends up winning. Beast doesn't pay him because he's not the one that was supposed to win. That's what they funnel the money to the buddy in the party that did the most sharing of the video or something. What happened was the guy that won the tournament never got the money. They took the money they never paid him the money. They said there was a discrepancy. Your phone timed out. You didn't get the pings. 3 pings went to your phone and your phone didn't respond. But he's like, well, why was I still in the game? They're like, it's a glitch. The guy's like, are you kidding me? He played for hours. I think he played for 60 hours. I'm not even sure how long he played for. The guy won and they wouldn't pay him.
So instead of paying $100,000, what he did, I still think it's sketchy. Yeah, check this out. So 4 days. So after days and days of putting their finger on it, it was the prize pool was 100 grand. There's only 4 players. Beast gives them 20 grand each. Where's the other 20 grand? You know, it's supposed to be 20. If it was $100,000 prize pool, 4 players split it. That's 25,000, 25,000. He gives them each 20 grand. He's like, oh, you guys, I'm gonna call it right here. That's not even how the game is played. That's not how it's played. It was the last person to have your finger on the app wins $100,000. Imagine being the person there that knew they had it. They were so fresh, so ready, you know, and the other three are like, barely awake, you know? Imagine being that one that knew you had the money. You were going to win. You're one of 4 players. But the dick calls and he's like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to scrap it right here. That is sketchy. Over the last day, Donaldson started offering some of the remaining players thousands of dollars to take their finger off the app. 2 players took their fingers off the app. Oh my god. So he's trying to buy them off instead of winning 100 grand. He's like, hey, any chance that you players are actually legit? See my mules, my 4 players, my moles. I put moles in the game. So moles are if I have an auction. No, I'm sorry. If I do a giveaway, and I have 195 people in the chat, I want to make sure that 190 are my family members, so I don't have to ship it out of the province. And 5 of you are in Australia. I am praying that 190 of my family members all type, a circle moon when I say type circle moon now, so I can quickly grab one of my family members to win, right? He's sitting there looking at all their gamer tags and everything. That's the most corrupt form of a game show you could possibly have. Is the guy overseeing it, watching it live, and just being like, okay, so at any time we can make this one person laggy? Oh yeah, then let's do that now. And that's what they do. So all they do is send this is back from Halo 2. This is 22 years old when they used to send packet files back in the day. Not to mention, you don't even know what privacy... what that app asks you to allow on your cell phone or your mobile device, that it might be breaking privacy laws. That's where the other money went. Yeah, well, again, we don't know where a dime went because there's no one to prove that they got any money. Also, don't you think it's strange that all of his winners are located somewhere in the USA or Canada? Bingo! Isn't that interesting, eh? Nobody ever wins from Australia, Italy, France, Germany, United Kingdom. Are you Ireland? Do we got to keep going on? There's got to be 80 countries. Japan, China. Name a country. Yeah, 1.5 million players, and there's no way that they were all just from North America. No way. Spain, France, Portugal, yeah, Brazil, 200 million people, come on. Mexico, come on. No, something don't smell right here, and it ain't my tuna casserole, bud. It's not my 1900-day-old tuna casserole that's sitting underneath my nose. It's Mr. Beast's app. Make sure y'all finger fudge that like button, eh? All I do here is bring you some solid. I'm just trying to make sure. Look, the one thing that I do is when I see a problem, I talk about it. So if I see a problem, I'm going to talk about it. And this is a big problem that needs to be addressed. So we got to bring this to light and understand how this happened. How does this continue to be allowed to happen on such a monster platform, right? So make sure you share this video. Things we can do to help out this community that you're part of is share this video. Look, I didn't sit here and say he can't bench press, more than 40 pounds. He can't. But let's leave that to the side, all right? I never said that, right? Boys, let me tell you something. I don't know how old I was, but I was in some kind of age, and I was benching 160, 180 like 9 times. 9 times. I was 15, 14, 16, and I was just pressing,
Just press like this, just for fun, you know? Not even a bead of sweat would come down, you know? Incline, decline, we're doing it all. And back in the day, I used to do the whole machine. I used to leg press the whole machine. And there was huge guys in the gym, monster upper bodies, skinny little legs on them. And I'd pull the pin out, and it'd be like 2 or 3 from the bottom, and I would slam it on the bottom. And I would hop on that leg machine, and I would press that thing 20 times, 10, 20 times every time. I wouldn't even wince. And these dudes would be looking at me, and they'd see my calves were the size of their thighs. And they'd be looking at me like, what a monster, what a beast. And these guys are like, just huge, eh? One time I kicked a door and I blew the door right through into it, like the doorknob stuck into a wall. I kicked the door in so hard. I couldn't believe what I did. I was just like in awe, you know? But I'm telling you, there's people out there so fake as night. So fake as the night is. You can't see in the dark, can you? How do you know what's real? You gotta watch where you put your money, who you are influenced by. There are serious goofs out there trying to make you think that they're bosses because they have a subscription count or 4 orange hairs above their upper lip that quivers when they just hear my name. You know what I'm saying? So just remember this. Remember that the people that are influencing you are probably the biggest pussies you could ever imagine in real life. All right? Stay tight, stay real.